Ladies and gentlemen, your next matchup, 3 3-minute rounds in the bantamweight division. Introducing first from the blue corner, Bryant Taco Bullock.
All right, for those of you streaming at home and for those of you watching on record, that noise you hear in the background of my voice, that chant is for Jared Psycho Scoggins, clearly the hometown hero tonight.
As you can see right there, look at this, 89% for Jared Scoggins. And I'll tell you, man, in addition to bringing a tremendous fan base with him, he brings a tremendous head of steam, man. Of course, a brother to Justin Scoggins, those guys, you see the videos of them training together, and it's like lightning, my friend.
Yeah, it does help to have a family so supportive of him, including his brother, UFC fighter Justin Scoggins. And Jared, definitely the hometown hero, but he takes on Bryant Bullock, no joke himself, highest stand MMA in Charlotte, North Carolina, renowned camp up in the North Carolina area. Lots of great fighters out of that team. He certainly isn't coming here to buy into the hype of Jared Psycho Scoggins. And Bryant the Taco Bullock entering the cage right now. I don't recommend blinking during this matchup.
Well, of course, we all remember the legendary Paul Boo that we lost this year. The man, the creator of highest in MMA here in Charlotte, North Carolina, one of the most renowned gyms ever. And he is gone, but his legacy lives on. And his fighter tonight, Taco Bullock, he's coming to do it tonight. He's coming to make history, and he'll do such if he can take the Psycho out.
Do you think that Bryant Bullock has any problems psychologically coming into a hostile arena like this with nearly every single fan chanting the last name of his opponent?
It depends on how you are. If you're a rebel and defiant, and you're one of those guys, that says no way when all of the sticks are against you, then he certainly has a chance.
So that could potentially motivate him.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, his opponent fighting out of the red corner, Jared Psycho Scoggins.
Oh, here we go.
The tension in the arena is on overcharge right now, Casey Oxendine, as Jared Psycho Scoggins makes his walk to the USFFC cage. Flanked by head coach Jimmy Fowler, wrestling coach Trent Goodell, and striking coach Cody Freeman, Jared Scoggins is surrounded by good coaches and good talent. He's surrounded by a family that supports him, and not to mention a brand new facility for Revolution MMA that was just built up in Boiling Springs. Something crazy like 40,000 square feet or something just silly. It's huge. I could be off, but they have one of the top facilities now in the state of South Carolina, and it's going to be exciting to see what they can do with that.
Undoubtedly.
The crowd on their feet for this one. Jared Scoggins has a rare speed. You've seen it in his brother, and he doesn't fight too differently. He uses speed combined with excellent timing and excellent cardio and all-around great poise and just great
and now, ladies and gentlemen,
skill.
Undoubtedly.
3 3-minute rounds in the bantamweight division. Introducing first the fighter on my left, fighting out of the U.S. Army, blue corner. He weighed in at 135 pounds with a record of 3 wins, 3 defeats. Fighting out of highest on MMA, Charlotte, North Carolina, Bryant Taco Bullock. And now his opponent, standing across the cage, fighting out of the Upstate Warrior Solution, red corner. He weighed in at 135 pounds with a record of 4 wins and only 1 defeat. Ladies and gentlemen, representing Revolution MMA, Spartanburg, South Carolina, I give you Jared Psycho Scoggins.
Okay, so let's hit it right here. We saw Jared Scoggins' last outing.
Justin Brown.
He was facing Josh Smith, and Josh Smith couldn't get it. It was an undefeated prospect. Now, I want to say this, however. Bryant Bullock is 3-3, but he's on a 3-fight tear. Okay? So that says a lot.
It does.
Okay, because he is undefeated in his last 3 bouts.
It does. Hasn't tasted a
Scoggins is
while.
1-1. Oh, wow.
Tough left punch.
Look at that blitz. It's all she wrote. Oh, my goodness gracious.
Could be over quick for the taco.
Over. Bryant Bullock right here is Jared Scoggins.
Strength and power from the Psycho, swarming his opponent early in the first round. Bryant Bullock in deep trouble. Can he recover?
The Taco's still in this fight, though. Wow, what a barrage of strikes. It all began with that enormous blitz, and I don't think it's done here. He's got to watch, because as soon as Scoggins breaks off, it's going to be nasty.
I don't know if you can prepare for that type of speed, Casey Oxendine. He flies out of the gate like a tornado, throwing bombs.
Well, you have to stifle it, but what's going on here is the way that I would feel Bryant could do it. That's how he's losing right now. It's not even the strikes, it's the utter control by Jared Scoggins.
Relentless pressure now has one hook in and his man's back. Can he get the second? Does he want it? Landing shots from behind his opponent's head. Jared Scoggins' second hook. Muscling his man around against the cage.
Oh, you look at that. Scoggins looking for everything. I thought he was even going to go for an arm triangle right there.
Bryant Bullock had the head of Scoggins, didn't want to keep it.
But look at this, wrist control by Scoggins. That right hand could go directly into the face of the Taco at any moment here.
The wrestler in Scoggins showing using his head as just another tool to maintain his opponent's position where he wants him up against the cage. Great wrestling pedigree from Scoggins.
Yes, that head control, using that head to control the body of Bryant Taco Bullock is very important. And here we go, down again. Completed the takedown, does Jared the Psycho Scoggins.
That's a quick level drop from the Psycho, and Bullock sporting a small cut on the under part of on the upper lip, underneath the nose, possibly from a strike. Deep breaths already from Bryant Bullock. Not able to amass much of an offense so far.
Holding on to the neck of Scoggins, perhaps in desperation here.
I'm not sure how Scoggins can hear anything, any type of advice from his corner over this crowd noise.
Wow.
Mean shots from Jared, and right back up on against his man. Relentless pressure.
You know, I think Scoggins thought this fight was done. He went for that push. He exploded, and now he is working the grind. He has continued to keep that pressure on Bryant Taco Bullock. And really all I've seen from Bullock is a few attempts at a guillotine here, but other than that, it's been all Scoggins, including that beautiful takedown.
Another great takedown, Scoggins, and all Scoggins this first round.
Yes.
Raising his hand in victory. He knows it. Now, Casey Oxendine, I'll put you on the spot again. You are in the corner of Bryant Taco Bullock, and you just lost a one-sided round. What do you tell your man?
You've got to go and find somewhere that you can gain control.
Carolina Hydroprint, the U.S. Army, the FightDoctors.com, Fight World Directory, National Sports Lab, official USFFC merchandise, the Military History Center of the Carolinas, Johnny Muscle, and last but certainly not least, Upstate Warrior Solutions.
You've got to find a place to get ahead. Scoggins, he got the blitz going, and he didn't stop at the strikes. He got the clinch. He got control of the back. He continued the onslaught. Okay, if you want to get off, you've got to be on. If you're Bryant Taco Bullock, you've got to get going forward. You've got to find a way to get Scoggins on his heels. And that's a tough, tall order.
Especially when your opponent, like Jared Scoggins, has so few weaknesses in his game.
Right, but you cannot wait. Waiting is disaster.
Watch for the speed of Scoggins as he closes the distance with strikes. Lead leg forward, that's a weapon in and of itself.
Yeah, Bryant can't wait. He's back to the cage. He cannot wait.
Scoggins with a shuffle.
It's all Scoggins if he does. Here we go. That's exactly what Bryant has to do, but he's got to keep working. He's got to continue that pressure.
Scoggins with the clear speed advantage. Does he have the strength advantage? You can't quite tell.
Oh, here we go. Again on the back
And he
of
scoops him.
Taco.
Scoggins has gone to that
And look
quick
at this,
scoop
Taco
quite
with
a few
his
times.
mouth wide open. You can feel, you can't tell if it's exhaustion or if it's frustration or just simply being overwhelmed here.
Deep breaths are still deep breaths, and you don't always want to see that. Perhaps that's something that Scoggins has picked up on and is using this opportunity to really wear his opponent's cardio down.
Bullock looking for the guillotine here, but I'll tell you this, Scoggins, he trains with Jimmy Fowler, and if you're used to Jimmy Fowler's guillotine, it's going to be a difficult task.
Not to mention Trent Goodell, incredible wrestler from Iowa with a lot of accolades to his name, the wrestling coach for Jared Scoggins. Great wrestling showing so far. Casey, when you're wrestling up against the cage and you're fighting for every inch that you can get, it tires both
Here we
men
go.
out. But who does it tire out more?
I'll tell you, man, if you're in the spot you want to be, and you're in shape to do it, you know, some fighters can go all night long, man. You've seen it. You've seen it. Ben Henderson, Frankie Edgar, those kind of fights, those guys never let up for a second. And that's the kind of conditioning that this athlete, Jared Scoggins, has.
At 135 pounds, you can see incredible cardio.
And again, a beautiful takedown, this time into a very dominant position. Knee on belly, low knee on belly, which is very, very difficult to bridge into half guard. And I've mentioned this before, I like the half guard position from top. It's not, the most optimum place in standard Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, but this is MMA. And really locking down that half guard prevents the submission attacks. But props to Bryant, Taco Bullock for regaining that guard control. But can he do anything with it? That's the question.
Wrestling so far been the name of the game for Jared Scoggins now with his body head combos. Effective strikes from the top. But as you said, not enough to put away Bryant Taco Bullock, still in this fight. And that does it for round number 2. Scoggins with his fist right back up in the air. Confident as ever, he returns to his stool. And I'll bet you those are two happy coaches over there, Jimmy Fowler and Trent Goodell. Dr. John Lucas inspecting both fighters, one of the best in the business. See him in a lot of fights around the area. I don't think Chris Scoggins has stopped the chant since this fight started. Talk about cardio. The Scoggins family showing some great vocal cardio in the background.
Undoubtedly, it runs in the family, my friend. And I mean, this house is truly the house that Scoggins built. What a tremendous a backing here, and you know, it's just great to be in an arena full of loud screaming fans. It's inspirational, man. And as you can see, look at the expressions on both of these guys, or the face of both of these guys. Scoggins, you can see he's up on his toes, ready to do more work. And right out of the gate,
Scoggins looks a little psychotic. He's got a determined look in his face.
and he's got that crazy looking beard.
does.
I don't know what would convince somebody to do something like that with their facial hair, but he's doing it, and he's pulling it off. I don't know.
Once again, Scoggins content to out-muscle his man up against the side of the cage, using superior clinch work to pepper his man with strikes, eventually dropping levels and the scoop. And we have a takedown. Scoggins has got most of his takedowns in a very similar manner, muscling his guy up against the cage and then just using the cage to kind of force his knees out from underneath him.
But you know, he's surrounded by this energy, you know, the momentum, if you will, and it's a very, very real thing. Once you get the guy on his heels, it's easy to do what you want to do. You know, you don't have to grind it. You know, everything kind of falls into play once you're ahead, and that's exactly what Scoggins is doing here. He's just a step ahead. That means he uses less energy and less effort.
The frustration starting to really show for Bryant Bullock, unable to amount much of any type of offense so far. Just under assault.
And Scoggins doing it in just about every range. At this point, he was on his knees. in front of him, throwing punches from his knees. You know, with Bryant in the seated position.
Bryant back to his feet now, but he does look like he's in danger of getting scooped right back up again, and I think that's where the direction he's going. Right back down. Just no answer for the takedowns of Jared Psycho Scoggins.
Oh,
Perhaps
here we
a
go.
guillotine. Looks like he may have some tightness on that.
You know, it looks like that Scoggins has good control, but mind you, Bryant, the Taco Bullock, he's going to give everything he's got to make this happen because this is his only chance. It's his only chance in this fight to win, and he's going to give it his best, but I'm seeing it here. It looks like it's slipping to me.
Yeah, it doesn't quite have that wrist underneath the chin. Jared able to wait it out.
But hey, man, props to him. Props to him for staying in this fight. I thought the fight was done in the first 20 seconds.
Yeah.
I thought it was over with, but man, Bryant Taco Bullock giving an account of himself here in the closing minutes of this round in this fight. Who's going to take it, my
And
friend?
getting a takedown of his own Bryant Bullock. Perhaps a little bit too late as this fight comes to an end, but definitely a good show of being able to
heart
bounce
and
back from
determination.
adversity. Yeah.
Absolutely. What about?
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 hard-fought rounds, we go to the scorecards. All 3 judges score this fight 30-27 for your winner by unanimous decision from the red corner, Jared Psycho Scoggins.
All right, let's get it over here. I'm here with your winner, the Psycho, Jared Scoggins. And man, I saw it in your eyes, man. The Psycho. I was even saying I don't know what would possess somebody to grow their hair, beard out all crazy like that, but you did it, and you came out here and you delivered tonight. What a beautiful fight. I thought it was over in the first 20 seconds. How about yourself?
Yeah, man, he's a tough guy. He came in, he took the fight on short notice. I know he's a tough dude. I had him fair early, but he toughed it out. Made a good fight.
You know, there aren't a lot of guys lining up to fight the Psycho. You know, this guy, he came out and he did deliver, at least stepping into the cage, and fought a tough fight for 3 rounds. But man, who's next for you? I mean, what is next for you? What are we gonna do to get another man in here to face you and fill this beautiful arena up again next time?
Well, my next fight is my last amateur fight. So my next fight will be pro. Whatever you want for me.
All right, real quick, anybody you would like to thank, your training partners, your team, all the people that are responsible for this, you can hear them all out there. They love you, my man.
I wouldn't be here doing it if it wasn't for these guys out here in the crowd. my team, Revolution, Fight Daughters, man, they get me ready to go, and that's the reason I do what I do.
Well, there you have it. Let's get one more huge round of applause to the Psycho, Jared Scoggins.